Hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of What the Flicks. I'm Susan Ayers.
I'm Patty Smith.
Jorge Sanchez.
And we're missing
Miss Shawn.
That's right.
Miss Shawn White today.
She took a personal day.
She took a
Yes.
personal day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
so, but I'm still going to do her movie. Okay?
And she will be back.
And she will be back. Okay, so our movies today, and actually I enjoyed, for whatever
them.
reason, all the movies. And I would suggest the really great entertainment, really high class movies. You know what I mean? Places in the Heart, Hamilton, Source Code, and Nobody's Fool. So let's begin with Patty's movie. Patty.
Hey, so my movie is Places in the Heart.
Our Heavenly Father, bless this meal and all those who are about to receive it.
Wiley, you're drunk as a skunk.
Please remind us in these hard times to be grateful for what we have been given.
Amen. Something's happened to you, Pa. It seems like I haven't ever done anything all my life but raise kids and take care of this house.
Miss Spaulding, what we at the bank suggest is that you sell this place.
I got $28 saved.
Sweetheart, I don't want that.
Take it. If you don't, Wayne is just going to spend it on some fool thing.
Margaret, I don't need it.
Poor Will here lost his sight in the big war.
What if my brother-in-law was to move in here and rent a room from you? We would surely take it as a sign that you were doing something to provide for your family.
I don't want to be here any more than you want me to be now. I'll try not to be any more trouble than necessary.
My name's Frank. My pa was killed.
I heard about it. I'm sure sorry.
Mose! Now you move away from him right now.
I'm not selling my land, and I'm not giving my children over to anyone else to raise.
May I please have this dance?
Frank Spaulding, I'd be most pleased.
Academy Award-winning actress Sally Field stars in a motion picture about a woman who fought for the greatest dream there is, the future. Places in the Heart.
It was done in 1984. Producer Arlene Donovan, writer and director was Robert Benton. It stars Sally Field, Danny Glover, Amy Madigan, John Malkovich, and Ed Harris. And that's just the basic characters. Everybody you've seen is somebody you've seen from somewhere else. So it starts in the Great Depression, in the midst of Texas. I can't even say the name. It's Wachachichunini or somewhere. And it's about a sheriff who's Roy Spaulding goes out to investigate some trouble at the railroad tracks. He accidentally gets shot by a young black kid, and he leaves behind a wife and two children. Her name is Edna, played by Sally Field, and they are left alone to find out how to pay off their farm and to basically start a new life. And Sally Field excels in this because she plays a very quiet, insecure woman, but knows that she wants to save the farm. So during the thing, you see her go to the bank and they're trying to talk her out of everything and saying she has to sell. And then one day a drifter, which is Danny Glover, comes along and asks her for works. Asks her for work. And he somehow lets on know that he has always done cotton farming. And she turns him aside, and as she still goes and tries to do all these other things to get the bank to hold off on the payment, she's left down to hiring Mose, as he's called. That's Danny Glover. And she also has to take in a boarder, the banker's brother-in-law, who John Malkovich, blind, who he doesn't want to keep at his house anymore. So you've got her two children, Mose and Malkovich. And what happens in the movie is it's about saving this farm when nobody knows about cotton plantation type stuff. And
But Danny Glover does.
But except Danny Glover, and they become a family, and it's a series of different little things that show how they become united, and that's really the thing of the story, is how they become a family. Okay, so you see how this new family gets a swing on everything, and how it starts putting together this cotton plantation of 40 acres. And you really get the essence of how hot it is, how hard picking cotton is. I mean, it's just amazing. Now, the side story is, and I don't even know why they put it in here, is, what's his name?
Ed Harris.
Ed Harris. Ed Harris and Amy Madigan, who plays the school teacher, are having an affair, and he's having an affair on Sally Field's sister. And that seems to be a side story, which really didn't need to be in there.
No,
but it was.
You're right.
So, hold on. What makes this movie so great is how they're all great actors, but you really see the hardships they had to endure, and you really get a sense of how hard it was then, how really hard it is to pick cotton. I was like, my hands were bleeding without even touching it, right? And you see a quiet strength in Sally Field, who I would call the perfect suffragette, because
yes, I totally agree.
She's incredibly feminine, but she wants something, and she's going to get it, even if she has to fight no matter what to get it. So,
and she does it, I think, in a very feminine way with this group.
Right, yeah.
You know, that
she just does it. Yeah.
Yes.
So what happens is there's a competition. If you're the first cotton picking bunch, you take it to the mill and you get $100 bonus. Well, she's counting on that bonus and to be the first people to do it so she can save the farm. And she does it, but in the meantime, you really see the prejudice against Mose, Danny Glover, and how he kind of has to know his place, not to get
uppity, as they call it.
Yeah, uppity, yeah, with the white guy, right? One of the best bad guys in the world. And the ending, that people had a lot of problems with because it kind of confused them. It's a reference to, it's called the Communion of Saints, where all those who belong to God, be it living or dead, are one. So I loved the ending, but I thought this was a sensational movie. I really loved it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Patty. I was not looking forward to seeing the movie, and it's like, it's not uplifting. I mean, it's like depression.
Oh, gosh, it's so uplifting.
No, what I mean is without watching it.
Oh, right.
It's like depression. The depression, Texas,
hot weather.
Yeah. And for the first 20 minutes, it is a very difficult movie to watch. In fact, I was unsure that I was going to be able to watch it. I was like, okay, this is getting someplace I don't want to go.
Right.
But then, as the movie goes on, it immediately hooked me. I mean, I was like riveted to the story. I would say, yes, I love Sally Fields in this, but I love Danny Glover. I mean, does he play it perfectly?
He does, but they all did.
No, but I mean, I think that's a very hard role to play, coming from a different time, and his way of dealing with the situations he was in.
Right.
I felt was like probably the way it was. And I really got that feeling. He got the way it was.
Right.
You know?
You have to be kind of soft and zen-like, or else you disappear.
Non-threatening.
Yes.
Non-threatening.
Yes. It picks you up. It puts you down in a different place, and you go, whoa, where am I? You know, and you really get that feeling. After the initial shock, I really like the movie. This is a ragtag bunch of people. This is the basic story, right? This ragtag bunch of people that somehow get thrown together. And then it's like the little train that could. You know what I mean? It's like,
because they have to. It's all survival.
Yeah, because she doesn't. I don't know if you've ever done this, but I've done it a million times in my life. It's like, well, we can do that. It's like, well, how do you do that? You know,
jump
she
in.
just jumps into something she doesn't know.
Right.
She has a little bit of luck with Danny Glover.
A lot of luck.
Coming, and he's very persistent. She just kind of shines him at first, like, you know, like, get out of here, basically. But he's just very persistent, and I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do it. Nobody knows better than me how to do this.
Right.
And she, after a while, has no choice but to believe him. So the movie leads you on this. It's like, oh, yes, they're going to do it.
But you don't know because they're really bad at
Well, of
picking
course, because there's this. Well, he's not bad at
no,
it.
no, he is.
You know, and he knows he's got the connections with the people, right? So, do we need to stop?
No, he's got to hit this recording again. It's fine. That's the one overall.
Okay, he's got this. He knows he's the guy who knows everybody, and he knows it in this area. But anyways, but for me. Then, you know, like, yeah, oh my God, they're going to do it. And then it just snatches it away from you. And that ending, I couldn't disagree with you more. It was like.
But that's what the ending is about.
What? I see what it's about, but it's like, what is this?
See, I love the ending. I thought it was so surrealistic at the same time.
You can figure for yourself. Mine was like, what?
Got enough pens there, George?
You know,
Yeah, right.
I felt totally betrayed. Anyways, so
it was brilliant.
It was brutal. It was brutal. Okay, so I thought the ending was ridiculous. I thought if you just can get past the first part, which is incredibly, I mean,
brutal. It's brutal.
It's reality.
Yeah.
Because that's why I say you feel like you just got stuck in this place, and it's like, holy shit, I'm in 1930, depression, segregated.
That's what it's about.
Yeah. Yes, I understand that. Right? And it's like, so yes. So when I say the first of the movie is difficult, it's not difficult because it's bad. It's difficult because it's really good. Right? And it puts you right there. The ending, okay, someone's got to rewrite that. Otherwise, it would be the most amazing movie.
I thought the ending was perfect.
It was actually nominated for an Academy Award, I believe.
She won Best Actress for that year.
She did?
She did, yeah.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think Danny Glover deserves too because he was wonderful in this.
He really was.
Because understated parts are hard to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you have to play like a subservient person,
right?
And it's not a big. It is a big part, but it's you have to kind of.
It's also the thing where it happens to be the year too, like all the other movies that came out. You know, and I have a list too because 84 was an amazing year for film.
Oh, it was?
But anyways,
go ahead. Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie too. It was a little rough. I think that it gives you, they did a good job in getting the feel of what's it like to be in that time period. Like how rough it was for black people, you know, and actually how rough it was for women too, because it's male dominated. They don't. Right. I thought the movie is about survival.
Yeah.
Because everybody's surviving. John Malkovich is blind. His brother wants to get rid of him.
Right.
He's dumping it onto her to take care of. Her husband dies, so she needs to survive now with all these children. She has no skills. Right. She doesn't even know how to write a checkbook.
Right.
Danny Glover is surviving too. This is a black man in that time period. He's trying to make a living. Even a tornado passes through a freaking town. Everybody's trying to survive. It's survival. So
I think that's what the movie is about.
Yeah.
If you to survive, you must need and use others.
Of course.
You know.
Yes. Come together. Yeah, come together.
So I would say it's a movie about survival. With you.
I don't know why we needed the Ed Harris part, but maybe it was to show you too that how difficult it was for women too. How that he's having an affair, but if his wife leaves him, she's kind of screwed too. Because so it's almost like women are also forced to stay in relationships,
right?
Because to survive,
right?
So, and it's a sweet kind of slice of life.
Yeah.
Like you, I did not like the ending.
Okay.
It's like, they could have gone another route, but
it's so funny.
They were
that's what I loved the best about it. I thought the ending just was the cherry on the cake.
I thought it was. It needed to be for me. It needed to be a different movie for that kind of an ending. It was almost fantasy, like a movie was very serious.
Fantasy,
It was a very serious drama, and then I got a fantasy ending. which kind of made it into a different kind of movie.
Yeah.
Sally Fields won for best actress.
Yeah. What was the other movies that you said were out?
Yeah, the thing is that the movie was nominated for best picture too, but it lost to Amadeus.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
Amadeus.
I wrote down the movies in 1984. I remember because I was teenager.
12? Were you 12?
Yeah, 12. Yeah. And I was going to the theaters all the
We
time.
weren't, but George was.
So just as this,
Okay, so
here are the movies that came out that year.
The great movies.
The great year.
Yes.
1984, The Killing Fields, Amadeus, Purple Rain, The Terminator, Beverly Hills Cop, The Cotton Club, Dune, A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Natural, Irreconcilable Differences, Oh God, You Devil, Broadway, Danny Rose, Blame It on Rio, Ghostbusters, Gremlins, The Karate Kid, Revenge of the Nerds, Neverending Story, Footloose, Body Double, Against All Odds, Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, Spinal Tap, Children of the Corn, Splash, Police Academy, Greystoke, Legend of Tarzan, Swing Shift, 16 Candles, Dreamscape, A Passage to India, to name a few.
Just out of coincidence, what did win for the Amadeus?
Amadeus.
Yeah,
Of all those movies, I think that sucks.
Oh, Amadeus is amazing.
It was a great movie, but it wasn't that
amazing.
great.
It was a great movie.
Ghostbusters didn't win.
But yeah, right.
And Killing Fields.
That was
Oh my God, Killing Fields.
I can't even watch that
I
movie
can't even
twice.
watch that movie either. Anyways.
Oh yeah, so rating.
Go ahead.
So yeah, with the exception of the ending, I give it a 9. I would have done a 10 if it wasn't for that kind of ending.
Because of the ending, I gave it a 10 going on 12.
Well, I'm with George on this because right up until the end, it had me, and I'll give it a 9.5.
Out of curiosity, what kind of ending did you want to see?
Like not a religious one. It's like
think of all the pagans that were watching.
What would you have liked to see?
Yeah, what about the pagans?
They were represented.
Ask for the pagans. What would you have liked to have seen as the ending?
Well, I'd have to think about that, Patty.
Yeah.
What did you think?
If I was that good at writing movies, I'd write my own. I don't like that one though.
In fact,
I just didn't like the ending.
that would be controversial if they would have, if that was the ending and they talk about all children under God or whatever. They would have had the KKK people there too in the church.
They did have the KKK people there,
there. Oh, there
too.
you go.
Yeah,
I didn't recognize them without their masks.
Anyways, so that does it for
this movie. Yeah.
For this movie, right? Places in the Heart. You should check it out.
We'll be back.